Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here by myself, Run the NBA. And today we're going to be talking about the Toronto Raptors and what would be the ideal offseason for the Toronto Raptors as far as me, a fellow Toronto Raptors fan, would be. We're going to be talking about draft, free agency, trades, what would be the ideal scenarios within some realm of realism for the Toronto Raptors this summer. That being said, if you guys do go on to enjoy the video, feel free to leave a like down below. We have a new camera this video, and for any of you that are returning viewers, you will notice that. And so we're going up and up in analytics and numbers and viewers and support and comments and discussion. And now we're going up in quality as well. So be sure, if you do enjoy the content, to hit that subscribe button to join one of the fastest growing NBA communities on the platform. With that being said, let's go on to talk about what would be the most ideal offseason for the Toronto Raptors this summer. First off, the draft has to be the main point of discussion for the Toronto Raptors. And of course, what is most likely is that Jalen Suggs will get selected, or they'll go a bit off the board with Barnes or Kuminga. But of course, the ideal scenario for the Toronto Raptors, from a fit standpoint, from a player potential standpoint, and from a personal standpoint, has to be that Evan Mobley falls to the number 4 spot. Do I think it's likely? No, but I'm staying within realm of realism. It doesn't have to be likely. And I don't think it's impossible. I think Jalen Green obviously goes number 2 or number 3, guaranteed. And there has been rumors that Jalen Suggs will end up going to Cleveland at number 3. I don't think it's all that likely, but it is possible. It's not probable. But Evan Mobley in a Toronto Raptors jersey next season would be the absolute ideal scenario for the Toronto Raptors at the number 4 pick next year if they don't end up moving up into the number 3 spot, trading with Cleveland, as Toronto and Orlando are rumored to be interested in doing before the 29th NBA draft. But moving on to free agency. The ideal scenario regarding free agency, first off, is that Gary Trent Jr. is re-signed to a fair deal. With Gary Trent Jr. being acquired via the Norman Powell trade at the deadline last year, he enters restricted free agency this summer after having a very good bubble and season last year, stepping in for McCollum when he got injured and playing significant minutes in Toronto as well. Consistency and injuries are going to be the concern for him, but he shows a lot of potential, specifically with his scoring ability and on-ball defense moving forward. He's still only 22 and has just turned 22 and a half. He still has lots of youth, lots of time for development, and so being able to bring him back on a reasonable deal and not having to hopefully match an offer sheet of an overly large figure is going to be an ideal and necessary part of the Toronto Raptors offseason. Another crucial part of the Toronto Raptors offseason is going to be the Kyle Lowry free agency. Most likely will end up being in a sign and trade, but the ideal scenario for a Kyle Lowry sign and trade is that he gets traded somewhere where significant value is returned. None of this Lakers for Dennis Schroeder crap. That's not good value. That's Lakers fans saying that. I know any of you Toronto Raptors fans watching know that that is a crappy deal and you have no interest. So whether that means he goes to Miami and we get Precious Achiuwa and assets, or Tyler Hero, although not likely, but Precious Achiuwa I'd be very happy with to get along with a pick or something along those lines. None of this Duncan Robinson and whatever. Give us a good young player. Precious Achiuwa would be great. If you're Philly, can we get Tyrese Maxey in something? Can we get Matisse Thybulle? Something along those lines would be absolutely great as well. If we can get a sign and trade along those lines for Kyle Lowry to bring back some more young future assets that can still help the team a bit now and even more so down the road, is something that would be ideal for the Toronto Raptors in this offseason. Another thing that's ideal for the Toronto Raptors this offseason, don't opt in to Aaron Baines' team option. Let him walk and let him never be in a Toronto Raptors jersey again. Please. I beg you. Masai, you've done great with Toronto, but there might not be a more crucial decision than for you to opt out of this Aaron Baines $7.324 million next year to get that money off the books and save us Raptors fans sanity so we don't have to watch Aaron Baines for another season. It hurts for me to say that a little bit because I liked Aaron Baines with Phoenix. I thought he was going to be good for us, but he's not. He's just not. He was terrible last year. We all know it. The ideal scenario is he is not on the Toronto Raptors roster next season. The last point I want to make as far as what would be the ideal scenario for the Toronto Raptors in this upcoming offseason is going with the caveat that the Toronto Raptors do not get Evan Mobley in the draft, which is probably a fairly reasonable assumption. And so in that scenario, the ideal scenario for the Toronto Raptors is that Richaun Holmes gets signed to a deal of $15 million or less per season to be the starting center for the Raptors for the next 3 to 4 years. I don't want to give him anything significant in terms of money, like 20, 25 plus million. Not that I necessarily think he'll get that, but I know there's a lot of demand for centers, and there aren't a lot of centers in the market in free agency this summer. And so I am a little bit scared that he could potentially get overpaid. So if Toronto Raptors can bring him in on 3 or 4 years at a good financial term, I think that is going to be a brilliant sign in addition to a much-needed hole at the center position for the Toronto Raptors moving into next season. That is my thoughts on the Toronto Raptors and an ideal offseason for them moving into an offseason that's going to potentially and most likely see Kyle Lowry and the Kyle Lowry era in Toronto finally move on, and a bit of a passing of the torch into a new era fully of Toronto Raptors basketball. With that being said, if you guys did enjoy the video, feel free to leave a like down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Returning viewers, let me know what you guys think of this camera versus the background setup we had before. Do you like all just the camera? Do you like having the background there? Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section, and let me know what you guys think would be the ideal scenario for the Toronto Raptors this offseason. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next one.